Welcome to another installment of Conrad's Car Clinic, a look into the mechanical side of all things automotive on In Wheel Time. Here's Conrad DeLong. Right now, it's time for Conrad's Car Clinic. Every week, Conrad picks a subject to talk about, and let's see what's in the car clinic today.
Well, I'm going to do a multiple-week series about the EPA is about to approve for use E15 fuel. So now they're going to have 15% ethanol in the gasoline that you're driving in your car. And, you know, E15, it makes sense, but it's going to cause some real problems for a lot of people. What E15 means is that the fuel mixture is 85% gasoline and 15% ethanol. Now, the way they get there is they use a sub-grade gasoline, an 82-octane gasoline, and then they add 15% ethanol to it. Ethanol at E100 is 113 octane. So when you do the numbers, you mix that little bit of ethanol with that gasoline, and you have 87 octane fuel. The problem with that is when you get a little bit of moisture inside your gas tank, which happens naturally, just as it moves air in and out, and the moisture that comes in and the humidity that comes in, you get something called phase separation. Now all of a sudden your car is trying to run on 82 octane fuel and creates a lot of drivability problems with that. The move to E15 is likely to set off a big fight with the oil industry, which opposes the shift to the higher percentage of alcohol-containing fuel. Most fuel is 10% ethanol. It's required here in the city of Houston in Harris County. Now, you can go outside of Harris County and buy non-ethanol-containing fuel. And the oil industry argues that the levels of alcohol can be harmful to engines. Though the EPA has approved E15 on light-duty cars since 2001, it hasn't really come out at the pumps yet. Now, you can get E85, which is 85% ethanol and 15% gasoline. And the real backstory to that, the reason it's E85 is because they don't want people drinking it. So they put 15% gasoline in it. In Brazil, vehicles run on E100, which is pure alcohol. Now, let's go back in time. The original Ford quadricycle that Henry Ford built in 1896 was designed to run on E100. It ran on alcohol all by itself. As the industry developed in those early days, vehicles were running on a multitude of fuels, and they come to learn is that gasoline was the least expensive fuel to run on, and so that's why the industry switched to gasoline and then, the works of diesel and stuff. Now, one other thing people need to understand is, how much energy is in a gallon of gasoline and how much energy is in a gallon of ethanol, and how does that affect your ability for the engine to do work? So ethanol has 34% less energy in a gallon than gasoline does. So the higher the ethanol content of the fuel, the lower fuel economy you're going to get out of your vehicle. A lot of people that have run E85 have fussed about, well, I'm getting, 30% less fuel economy than I was when I ran on gasoline. And that's because you've got less units of energy in ethanol than you do in gasoline. Next week, we'll continue this story as we talk about the past as ethanol fuel has kind of evolved through the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I'll give it back to you, Don.
So one question,
sure.
One answer is premium fuel E85.
No.
Thank you. Thanks. That's all. That's why I wanted to know. So I can still put my premium in there and don't have to worry about that stupid ethanol.
No, it still has. It'll still have 10% ethanol in it because that's required in Harris County.
I understand, but it's not above. Conrad's Car Clinic is a copyrighted presentation of In Wheel Time.